Hello, I'm Gerardo Nunez. I'm an assistant professor at the University of Florida. My lab researches small fruits, and specifically blueberry.
My name is Lauren Goldsby. I'm a graduate student in the Small Fruit Horticulture Lab at the University of Florida.
This is a project where we're trying to learn about blueberry nitrogen fertilization and root flushes. Nitrogen is a chemical element, and it is a component of all the proteins in plants, in humans, and in animals. Plants take up nitrogen from their fertilizer, so nitrogen is very important for plant nutrition.
There's two different forms of nitrogen that can be used in the fertilizer: ammoniacal nitrogen and nitrate nitrogen. Blueberries prefer ammoniacal nitrogen, but ammoniacal nitrogen can be converted to nitrates in the soil.
Nitrates are particularly problematic because they don't stick around in the soil. So when we fertilize with excess nitrogen fertilizer, those nitrates can leach deeper down the plant and end up in water sources. When nitrogen leaves the farm, it's going to lead to degradation of aquatic ecosystems. Additionally, nitrogen fertilizer is expensive, so leached nitrogen leads to higher expenses for growers. Roots are the plant organ that specializes in nutrient uptake, so learning more about roots allows us to make better fertilization decisions. We started investigating root flushes, which would be a period of root growth because we didn't have any information about that for Southern Highbush blueberries. Root flushes are periods where there's more abundant roots, and in the time when there's more roots, there's more nutrient uptake. Therefore, we think that the root flushes represent an opportunity for efficient fertilization in Florida and beyond.
A root flush is essentially a growth spurt for the plant. We observed root flushes by using root observation boxes, which we built for this experiment in order to see the roots under the surface. These boxes have two acrylic windows which face either side of the plant that they're placed in between. These windows allow us to observe what the roots are doing over time. By taking photos of these windows at different periods throughout the experiment, we were able to analyze them using ImageJ software in order to create quantitative data that we can use to compare the root lengths. We know from this research that there are root flush periods in the late spring and in the fall. And once we knew when these root flushes were occurring, we observed nitrogen uptake before and during this root flush period. We used isotopes to measure nitrogen uptake during and after the root flush period.
After 2 years of research, we have found that blueberries, like other plants, are going to have root flushes, and that during the root flushes, nutrient uptake is greater than when you're not in the root flush.
We'll use this information to inform decisions on timing of fertilizer applications in Southern Highbush blueberry production.